and welcome to another episode of Share PLM's mini series called Share the Spotlight, in which we give you a little bit of behind the scenes into the amazing people who work with us at Share PLM. I am this episode's host, Georgia, and today with us we have Paula. Good to see you, Paula. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, Georgia. Thank you very much for inviting me to this podcast. My name is Paula. As you said, I'm 32 years old and I am a naval engineer. I am originally from Madrid, but I have always loved to travel a lot. So that's maybe the reason why I end up living in Argentina for almost 2 years. I met my husband there actually. And so now Argentina is kind of my second home.
So, what initially sparked your interest in engineering, and how did you end up choosing naval engineering?
My career as a naval engineer sort of happened by chance. I have always been really good with numbers, so I knew that I wanted to pursue a technical field, but I wasn't sure exactly which one. So one of my teachers mentioned that why don't you study naval engineer? And maybe he planted the seed for me. But as I said, it was not something that I have really planned in advance. So I have to say that I remember feeling a bit anxious at the beginning once I got accepted because this degree was really tough and it took a long time to finish it. So I started having a lot of nightmares in which I was the only woman in the class and I was surrounded by other people who never managed to finish the degree. So it was kind of terrible. But fortunately, the reality wasn't like that at all. We were a lot of young people, a lot of women also. It turned out to be a great choice for me.
It's amazing how sometimes the path that we take isn't exactly the path planned, but it ends up still being perfect fit. So, what led your transition from naval engineering to working as a PLM consultant?
Well, for me, the transition into PLM felt like a natural next step. I worked before in a naval engineering company for a few years, and there we were working with ship design software. So, thanks to that, I could, make the transition to a biggest consultancy firm. And well, in this consultancy firm, they were implementing a PLM software for a shipbuilding company. So they needed naval engineers with experience in this software for design ships. So I was just a good fit for them. Actually, I think that PLM is now in almost every industry. So yeah, we have to adapt to it. And yeah, it's just a natural transition.
It seems like the skills you gained in design and software would be incredibly valuable when helping companies in their PLM systems. Did your perspective on PLM change after joining Share PLM and seeing the role of change management in these projects?
Yeah, sure. Since joining PLM and seeing change management in action, my perspective on PLM has shifted a lot. I always knew that PLM was great for managing product data and processes, but I didn't fully grasp how important change management is. Implementing PLM tools, it's a really exciting process, but it's really complex too. So sometimes it even requires us to change company culture. And this can be really tricky if there is not a strong change management strategy from the beginning. So that would be the first thing. And then another really important thing is communication. I remember once in my previous projects that we found out that the same functionality has been implemented in two different ways for two different teams. So it was because of a misalignment, in communication. And yeah, in the end, it turned out being more work for everyone. So this is something that PLM also has a lot of focus on, and yeah, I am learning a lot about that.
It sounds like Share PLM has given you the opportunity to focus on smoother transitions and better organization. So you mentioned being one of the few women or fearing being one of the few women in naval engineering. I was wondering, as a woman in a traditionally male dominated field like naval engineering and PLM, did you face unique challenges or was the journey smoother than expected?
I have been lucky that my journey has been pretty smooth actually. I haven't run into any major challenges as a woman. It is true that in my previous roles, most of the leadership positions were occupied by men, but fortunately, this is something that's changing right now. For example, here at PLM, all of our leaders are women, and that's so inspiring for me. It's exciting to witness more diversity in leadership, and I think that we are moving forward on this matter. And I don't know, it feels like we are doing something good for the industry and for the future women. So I'm happy with my path for now.
What would be one surprising or lesser known fact about PLM technology that you think everyone should know about?
One surprising thing about working in PLM is how much is it about people and not just about technology. So it is not just about implementing a software, but it's also about helping teams to collaborate, communicate, and adapt to new ways of working. So I would say that human side is really important and is as much as important as the tech side. Maybe another thing that people don't often realize is that PLM has an important role also in sustainability because we can use PLM to help businesses to design smarter products or to reduce waste. So, yes, sometimes we don't focus on that when we talk about PLM, but it has a lot to do with sustainability also.
Having worked in different countries and industries, how has the international experience influenced your approach to problem solving in PLM?
I wouldn't say that working in different countries has helped me with problem solving specifically in PLM. I would say it has helped me with problem solving, overall. I think that I am more creative now when it comes to finding better solutions that fit the situation at hand because, what can be used in one environment might not be used in another one. So, adapt to the different situation is something that I have learned. And also, it taught me how to connect with people from different backgrounds. This is also really useful. So I would say that, yeah, working in different countries has been very enriching for me.
It's incredible how much international experience can shape your approach. And being exposed to different ways of working definitely brings a new perspective. So, we've talked about how you believe PLM is necessary for many industries and is yet an untapped resource. Where do you see the future of PLM consulting heading, and how do you hope to contribute to it?
Well, that's a hard question. I think that the future of PLM consulting is going to be all about sustainability, as I mentioned before. There is a growing focus now on reducing environmental impact, and I think that PLM has a lot of potential there. By using PLM, we can help businesses to design better solutions, to reduce waste, to use the resources they have in a more efficient way. In the end, it's about helping companies to weave sustainability into everything they do. And yeah, I am excited to contribute to that.
So it sounds like sustainability seems like a natural direction for the future of PLM and hopefully for the many industries that can benefit from it. Thank you so much for joining us in our Share the Spotlight episode, Paula. And for our listeners, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if there are any topics that you wish us to discuss, leave them in the comments below.